WNZK, Dearborn Heights, Detroit. Your ethnic superstation at 690 days, 680 nights.
Welcome to the bright side of aging. My name is Ike Engelbaum. I'm a pharmacist and the publisher of AmericanSeniorGazette.org. It has been wisely said, you cannot help getting older, but you can help getting old. It has also been said that age is a matter of the mind. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. My purpose in doing the show is so that seniors and caregivers can share their ideas and questions on how we can age gracefully and in a vertical position for as long as our good genes will allow. And if we've inherited bad genes, how to outwit them. Our topics include senior housing, financial, legal, safety, travel, health issues, interesting senior events in the community, and most of all, tips on how to put old on hold. Do you like snacks? Well, why don't you try the Wright Bakery folks that have now created 3 new flavors of gluten-free granolas: maple vanilla, blueberry, and toffee chocolate, all sold in 16-ounce bags for just $4.99. All new is Ori's cinnamon pull-apart, made with Danish dough and rich cinnamon filling. It's great with coffee or milk and hard to stop eating. You will find all these items at the Wright Bakery Market on Farmington Road between I-96 and Plymouth Road in Livonia. Try it out. As Jackie Gleason used to say, how sweet it is. For over 30 years, Cruise Hearing and Service has helped thousands of people improve their hearing and enjoy the sounds of their life again. If you don't hear as well as you like, Cruise Hearing can help you. They have actually hearing aids that the batteries do not need to be recharged. And they also have a caption phone that you can view for free. And also the phone, if you are over 65, is available to you free. So any phone calls you get, you can see captioned if you don't hear that well. Hey, they've got other stuff. If you'd like a free cookbook, call 1-888-489-8980. That's available. You can call Cruise Hearing Direct at 877-456-2789. The number direct is 877-456-2789. And welcome. What a gorgeous day in Michigan. I think I could make that into a song if I could only write lyrics and sing. For every complicated problem, as I like to say, there is a simple solution. That does not work, by the way, but having said that, I'm also a firm believer a lot of the complicated problems out in our world today can indeed, at least, if not completely solved, make a big improvement. This is not a political show. As you know, we're talking about the bright side of aging, which I am always looking forward to promoting, and also the aspects of how you can live life in a positive way. And one of the most important things in life as you age, as I like to call it, is the ABCs of successful aging. While we're on the air for the next hour, please call in if you have any comments or thoughts in regards to both aging as well as entrepreneuring. And the first half hour, Bright Side of Aging, is intended to highlight seniors that take active roles in helping other seniors and giving back to society, and actually enjoying life as you get along. And one of the simple things about the ABCs is adjusting and accepting. It's hard to adjust. When I was a little bit younger than I am now, I don't mind sharing, I'm 82 years old and very proud of it. A lot of people, as soon as they hear 82, he's not in a wheelchair and he's still walking and talking. Well, fortunately, I inherited some good genes, and although I must admit I've got some bad genes, so I work around that, and I encourage you to do that. So accept what you got and adjust to it. B is for balancing. You have to balance your life so that you don't necessarily live totally in the past, because unfortunately as you age you lose friends and family, and I feel so sad when I see people who want to relive the 20s or the 30s. Well, 30s weren't that great. Not quite sure about 20s, I wasn't there, but why border on the past? We should learn from the past, and that's one of the bright sides of aging. The longer you live, the more experience you've had, and there's something magical about having the experience of being there. I joke about it many times. I start talking about different leaders in the past, and people say, well, remember President Truman, he was really one of the great presidents. I firmly believe in that, and when they mention the name, I say, oh yeah, I had the pleasure of meeting him. So you have a chance to meet him. So adjust and accept. The B, as I mentioned, is balancing, and actually building on what strengths you do have. And C is connecting. Stay connected. Call people you haven't seen in a while. Why wait till Thanksgiving to send a Thanksgiving card? Can't you just say that you appreciate the friendship and all while you're alive? So feel free to call in for the next hour, 248-557-3300. And when we break for the half hour, we go into the Entrepreneurs Network. And I practice what I preach, folks. If you're fortunate enough to develop a circle of friends, by all means stay in touch, no matter where they are. We got telephones and stuff. And guess what? I am so pleased and honored and privileged to have Dr. Andre Lee, who used to live in Michigan, but now Dr. Lee, because he is a very talented guy, can take his talents no matter what. And because he's creative, he chose Tennessee, because I think part of it is that now he can honestly say, I am Dr. Andre Lee from Tennessee. Hello, Dr. Andre Lee.
Dr. Engelbaum, that's just good to hear from you. Yeah. No, I like many people, you when you get older, you gravitate back towards your family, particularly the grandchildren and stuff. You know, you say, well, I don't want them to grow up not know who the heck I am. So that's kind of what I did. I came back here, and speaking of jeans, I got some bad jeans there, but I took them back to J.C. Penney and got my money back.
Oh.
But is that the kind of jeans we're talking about?
Yeah, see, I wasn't thinking of that right today, but I've been thinking.
Oh, I thought those were the jeans you were talking about. I said, I got some bad jeans too.
I hate to break bad news for you. I'm not sure is J.C. Penney still in business. So you may,
and that's maybe why they get my money back too.
Maybe you closed them up. I mean, you kept returning your jeans to them. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. Well, first of all, let me apologize. I missed the entrepreneurial meet the other day. I went to log in, and the email I got crunched up. It missed it, and I couldn't read the numbers. I couldn't do the link.
I see.
So next time when I do it, I see, because I saw it and I saved it, but I didn't open it till I was ready to use it. So next time I'm going to open it ahead of time and make sure it shows up. So if I need to, I'll call you and get the right link. But
well, actually,
I couldn't log in. Yeah.
Well, listen. I know you tried, and I actually want to encourage people that are listening. We have one of the advantage with all this pandemic situation is that now it's opened up a new world of communication. I was just talking about it. In the old days, when you have meetings, you had to physically drive somewhere and be somewhere. Now, now with the Zoom meetings, you can be anywhere in the world. And I encourage anybody listening, if you'd like to actually get involved with our Entrepreneurs Network, which I take half an hour at the break to talk about and promote. If you want to start your own business or build your own business, right now, in fact, is a great opportunity because there are so many new areas that you can go into that before you may have just felt stuck in whatever job you had, which you hate. So our Entrepreneurs Network group, and you're welcome to call our toll-free number, is 1-888-489-8980. And Dr. Andre Lee is a strong supporter of our group, and that's what we're hearing every other Tuesday from 12 noon to 1. You get a chance to meet people who are creative and positive-minded. That's what we need today, people who are interested in being self-sufficient. The sad part is that we forget the great line that John Kennedy said when he was elected president: ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. But more important, what can you do for yourself to make yourself more productive and help people around you? And Dr. Andre Lee is one of those special individuals who has used his background in the healthcare field. He was the administrator of Highland Park General Hospital, and when they closed up, rather than crying about the fact, oh my goodness, I am no longer an administrator, he went out on his own and he's started different ventures to help people around him in the minority community, black students that should consider the healthcare field. He is there to help. And also, speaking of history and stuff, he has a series of portraits of famous black leaders. So anyone that's African American and wants to take pride in some of the great heroes in their life, he has portraits that he works with churches, and you can use these portraits now with the internet. I think they have more access to it. Is that correct, Dr. Lee?
Yeah, I'm working on that part. Yeah, to be explicit, there are exhibits that I used to ship out into different schools and universities and hospital systems around the country. But when COVID hit, of course, nobody was doing that. And one of them, Children's Hospital Omaha, called me early this year and said, can you do it video style? And I said, well, I hadn't thought about that. And so I created about a dozen videos that, so now, yes, I'm slowly but surely creating a set of videos that can be sent to schools and churches and whatever to share with their congregants and visitors. And so, and I'm trying to create a website and I'm going to call it some kind of medical virtual museum. But I haven't. It's a lot more difficult than I thought. I didn't realize that how much work goes into that. So I'm slowly but surely getting there. But I'm working on it. That's all I can say. But I would say this for the entrepreneur group. One of the things I'm fascinated with the group is that so many people on the group are doing so many different creative things that just amazes me. I just said, my goodness,
right.
Came up with that one.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, it opens up the mind that you say, I never thought of that, okay? And that's why that's why I'm so proud of our group that I started, believe it or not, close to half a century now. We have over 20,000 contacts. So anybody listening and sort of feels down about possibly, I don't know exactly what to do, we can help you what to do. In fact, after the break, one of our entrepreneur members, Randy Wright, and I are going to be talking about how you can actually work right now during the pandemic and really thrive and not just sort of, drag.
Well, I may have to drop a little something too, but I know you have a break, so I'll wait till after the break.
I see.
Or do you want me to go ahead now?
Okay, all right. Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we take a brief break, and right after the break, I assume you can stick around for the next 15 minutes? Yes or no? Okay, great. All right, we'll be right back, and we're going to be discussing some very interesting stuff and maybe even address the thing that you hear about every day in terms of COVID and flu and that kind of stuff. So don't go away. We got a lot more interesting stuff coming right up. And I encourage you, if you have any friends or if you got enemies that you feel comfortable in calling, it's okay too. Tell them we're on the air. The on-the-air phone number is 248-557-3300. Right now, we're going to take a brief break, and we will be right back. Don't go away. Family run for over 88 years, Friends Hardware has remained family-owned and operated. Friends Hardware is one of a kind. You'll find the newest products offered on TV at very competitive prices. You'll also find safety products, grab bars for bathrooms, battery-operated light switches, remote control devices that you can turn your lamps on or any electrical device. You don't have to run out there anymore. Just press the button. Better yet, just visit Friends Hardware, located on Main Street and 11.5 Mile Road. They're open every day. If you wish to call, it's 248-544-8111. That's 248-544-8111. Better yet, just visit 11.5 Mile Road and Main Street, Friends Hardware. Do you like snacks? Well, why don't you try the Ike Bakery folks that have now created 3 new flavors of gluten-free granolas: maple vanilla, blueberry, and toffee chocolate. All sold in 16-ounce bags for just $4.99. All new is Ori's cinnamon pull-apart, made with Danish dough and rich cinnamon filling. It's great with coffee or milk and hard to stop eating. You will find all these items at the Ike Bakery Market on Farmington Road between I-96 and Plymouth Road in Livonia. Try it out. As Jackie Gleason used to say, how sweet it is. And how sweet it is to be on with Dr. Andre Lee for the bright side of aging. While we're on the air, 248-557-3300. And we can make it even sweeter because my good friend and CEO of our Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan, Lou Goutman just piped in, so I want to make sure that for those of you who listen to the program, remember his sexy-sounding voice. So, Lou, say hello with your sexy-sounding voice. Go ahead.
Good morning, Ike. Good morning, Dr. Lee, and good morning, listeners.
He's right about that voice.
Oh, you're very kind, Dr. Lee. Thank you. Yeah, we missed you yesterday, Dr. Lee, on our Entrepreneurs Network meeting.
I tried to get in, and my link was all crumbled up, and I couldn't get in.
I hate when that happens. I was just telling Ike that the radio signal in the Detroit area this morning is not very good, and at least in my area. And when I talked to some people at the station, I understand they're working on the tower. So I hope they get that fixed real soon. I guess some of the listeners are able to call in, but anyway.
Right.
Anyway,
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm not getting a signal either, so it must be the tower.
Yeah,
could be.
Just kidding. I'm in Tennessee.
I know you're out of town. I know, Dr. Lee. You're out of town.
He's got a better excuse. Okay.
Yeah.
And Dr. Lee, you were going to share some thoughts before our break.
I'll make it quick.
Sure, go ahead.
First, just two important things. One is, and I'll say more about this on another program if you allow. I've created a company called Heart and Soul Productions, and we are starting a internet-based television channel. And so I'm creating several shows to go on the channel. Most of the focus is going to be on healthcare. So anybody that's tuned in and wants to be an entrepreneur and they have a show they want to put on television like, then by all means contact us and we'll work it out. But I'm excited about that because I think it has such great potential.
Oh, absolutely.
And we have a digital newsletter that's going to come out. It's going to be called Heart and Soul Common Sense, CENTS. And we're going to create lots of articles and lots of links for people that need help. And one of the articles that I was going to discuss this morning, because Corona is such a hot topic, and people mixing it, keep talking about the flu. And in my classes, my students say the same. We get into this big debate over the vaccine or no vaccine, mask or no mask. And I keep saying, you know what? It doesn't matter what people think. At the end of the day, the virus will decide. So we can argue about it all we want to. You don't have to wear a mask. It's okay. If you get that virus, it'll tell you what you should have done. In the case of the flu, I picked out a nice article, and I saw that I just want to do some quick highlights, and then I'll move on. People confuse the flu with COVID because they're similar, and of course they're both virus. And you do have to have a little bit of testing to make sure you know the difference. Of course, flu is seasonal. It comes on pretty quick, whereas COVID, at least COVID-19, Delta may be a little quicker, develops gradually over a period of days, okay? And it has certain symptoms, including fever, sore throat, muscle aches, coughs, headaches, fatigue, and chest pain, okay? While COVID is now thought that the fever is more likely with the flu, along with diarrhea and a little bit of nausea, okay? But the absence of fever makes flu the more likely issue that you're confronted with. So if you have some of these potential symptoms and you think you got COVID, that's one of the deciding factors. Okay, so the best thing, of course, as anything, is to stay home, wear your mask, and stay away from people. Okay.
Yeah, you know, Dr. Lee. Dr. Lee, you know, you're absolutely right. A lot of people think it's the flu. The only thing that people don't, the thing that many people don't realize is that the flu also can be very deadly. 100 years ago, the so-called Spanish flu in 1918 caused a worldwide pandemic. And so the flu can be deadly as well. So it's always advisable for people to get a flu shot annually. And the reason is because the virus, as you know, does mutate from year to year. And that's why we need an annual flu shot. The main difference, according to the physicians and the scientists who have studied the coronavirus, is that the coronavirus is much more highly transmittable, and it is much more deadly than any of the other viruses that are out there. And wearing a mask and staying away from large crowds, in addition to getting vaccinated, is the best thing. And for those people who are reluctant to get vaccinated, think about when you interact with your friends and your family, that if you have been infected, and even if you are not showing any symptoms, you still can spread the virus to somebody else, and it can be deadly. The other thing that, as you know, that is unique to the coronavirus is that the symptoms are long-lasting and do cause permanent disabilities in many cases. It's similar to, for example, the polio. Polio is a virus, and we still get vaccinated. Our children do with a polio vaccine to prevent that. But polio, of course, had very long-lasting symptoms. Think of President Roosevelt, who was afflicted with it, and of course, in his day, there was no polio vaccine when he caught the polio virus. So you're absolutely right, Dr. Lee, that it's very important for people to use common sense and to avoid large crowds and wear a mask and get vaccinated. The vaccines are out there, and it just makes perfect sense to keep yourself safe and healthy as well as your loved ones.
Like I said, if you don't have to, the vaccine will decide for you. If you're having trouble, it will definitely make up your mind for you. Okay?
Right, you are.
So that's right. the core. That's the core of what I want to talk about relative to those two things. Okay,
right. Well, I appreciate the comments, and I, as a pharmacist, want to reiterate the whole aspect of these people who are leery because they're not quite sure. It's not totally been approved. It's emergency. And all medicine, there is nothing out there that's actually totally going to cure everything for everybody. There's always side effects. In the medical field, there's the cost-benefit aspect. There's a chance of anything you take, as you all know, even aspirin has side effects. But your chances of overcoming this virus that's so hard to find is much better if you protect yourself with a vaccine. Get a vaccine. I got it right from as soon as it was available to me. Fortunately, that's another side, a bright side of aging because of my age. I got it right at the initial stages, and I'm so grateful that it was available. Get yourself vaccinated.
Lou reminded me, and I just got to throw this in, of when he was talking about the Spanish flu. I don't know if you remember the Asiatic flu that occurred in the 70s, early 70s. It wasn't quite as devastating as these two flus, but that gave me my chance to run my first hospital. I was in the Army, at an Army hospital, and it was running rampant. And I ended up being the CEO of the hospital for about 3 days. That was my first hospital. All the other officers caught the flu.
Well, you're kidding. That's called the process of elimination or something?
No. That's all it was. They said, you're the only one left. You got to run the hospital.
Being at the right place. See, there you go. That's
in the hospital got the doctors and the CEO. Everybody got it but me. And they said, well, you're running the hospital for the next 3 days.
Well,
that was my first hospital.
So who knows, if you get the vaccine, you may become a CEO of a hospital. Try it out. Anyway, unfortunately, it's been a delight to talk to you guys. Right now, unfortunately, I got to wrap it up, as they say. And I never like to leave this segment without my favorite parting thought, which is yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift. And that's why we call it the present. Please enjoy your present by looking and living life with the bright side of aging. Welcome to the Entrepreneurs Network radio show. Our mission is to interview successful entrepreneurs who are willing to share with us their ideas and experiences, both the successes and the failures. Because as it has been jokingly said, you should learn from the mistakes of others because you'll never live long enough to make them all yourself. My name is Ike Engelbaum, and I'm the founder of the Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan, which is a group of motivated people that are all interested in helping each other and achieving our personal and professional goals. Please check out our website, EntrepreneursNetworkofMichigan.com, for meeting schedule as well as self-improvement material. Our philosophy is that if it's to be, it's up to me. For over 30 years, Cruz Hearing and Service has helped thousands of people improve their hearing and enjoy the sounds of their life again. If you don't hear as well as you like, Cruz Hearing can help you. They have actually hearing aids that the batteries do not need to be recharged. And they also have a caption phone that you can view for free. And also the phone, if you are over 65, is available to you free. So any phone calls you get, you can see captioned if you don't hear that well. Hey, they've got other stuff. If you'd like a free cookbook, call 1-888-489-8980. That's available. You can call Cruz Hearing Direct at 877-456-2789. The number direct is 877-456-2789. Family run for over 88 years, Friends Hardware has remained family-owned and operated. Friends Hardware is one of a kind. You'll find the newest products offered on TV at very competitive prices. You'll also find safety products, grab bars for bathrooms, battery-operated light switches, remote control devices that you can turn your lamps on or any electrical device. You don't have to run out there anymore. Just press the button. Better yet, just visit Friends Hardware, located on Main Street and 11.5 Mile Road. They're open every day. If you wish to call, it's 248-544-8111. That's 248-544-8111. Better yet, just visit 11.5 Mile Road and Main Street, Friends Hardware. And we are back. I am so glad that we're together, as they say. While we're on the air for the next half hour on entrepreneurship, by all means call in at 248-557-3300 if you have a thought about starting a business, or you have a business and you want to share your ideas. We purposely have this show. In fact, we have Zoom meetings that I like to use the acronym that you're invited to be a snob, S-N-O-B, which stands for Sharing and Networking Opportunity to Build Your Own Business. And I'm very sincere about trying to help people. I've been so grateful that I've been conducting these meetings. Before the COVID, we did it in person, and we may, continue doing that once things calm down a bit. But in the interim, we're doing Zoom meetings, so you can call in every other Tuesday from 12 to 1. If you want to call our toll-free number, 1-888-489-8980, 1-888-489-8980. We would love to talk to you, help you connect with people, and the people that I connect you with are giving-type people. And I'm so excited about having two of those people. In fact, on the line right now, we have the CEO of our Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan, Mr. Lou Goutman. Hello, Lou.
Hey, good morning, Ike, and good morning, Randy, and good morning, listeners.
Right, and I want
Good morning.
There is Randy Wright, and Randy Wright is not only an author, he's a motivational speaker, but he's also a consultant, a business counselor. And I am so pleased that I got the chance to meet Randy at one of our meetings, and he actually has been a strong contributor to our program and has helped so many people. Randy is so good that Lou and I both belong to the Optimist Club and the Rotary Club, which I strongly endorse. If you're in business, join the similar organization. I get brownie points if we get you into the West Bloomfield chapter, but I don't care about the brownie points. I just want you to get a chance to build your own life in a successful way in this great country, no matter what our politicians try to do to mess it up. The point is that there's still the American dream alive and well. And Randy has spoken to our Optimist Club and Rotary Club, and he was so well received that he wanted to have him come back, and we're trying to work on that. And Lou Goutman, as you all know, in our entrepreneur meetings, we have that 60-second elevator pitch. So aside from the prestige of being CEO of the Entrepreneurs Network, why don't you do about a 45-second pitch on what your day job is all about? Go ahead.
Well, thank you, Ike. Again, my name is Lou Goutman, and I am the founder and owner and director of a company called Advertising Alternatives. We are a marketing and promotional products company. We are the people who get your name out there, keep it out there, get it to your prospects, your clients, your customers, your patients, whatever industry you're in. We do that through the printed word typically, but we have other media as well. But we print and logo just about anything and everything, from the usual business cards, brochures, flyers, and so on, to specialty items like packaging and giveaway items for trade shows or to customers or clients, like pens and coffee mugs and all kinds of apparel. So if you want to get your name out there, keep it out there, you want to brand yourself, Advertising Alternatives is the place to go. And if you call Ike's wonderful toll-free number, which I will give to you in a second, and he'll repeat it later in the program, you can get a hold of me.
Yes.
That number is toll-free 888-489-8980. Again, it's toll-free 888-489-8980.
You know, I am so excited about having you both on the air at the same time. You're going to ask me why, Ike. I'm glad you asked that question. The answer is here, once you establish an idea strategy, Lou didn't cover something very vital that he does, as well as Randy Wright. He will help you in terms of identifying how you can best appeal to your customers. You know, when you analyze it, the key comes from that great line in Music Man, you gotta know your territory, okay? Point is that Lou is super talented and saying, hey, you're gonna be trying to reach such and such a market. These are the type of promotional items you should consider so that people can get to know you and, most important, not forget you. It's one thing to get an account, but you want to keep them. And here, Randy Wright is a top-notch professional speaker and also author of his own book, and he goes on afterward consulting to keep you in business once you got the business. So, Randy, I wanted to have you share your thoughts in terms of our today's topic is the difficulties in actually discovering your particular purpose, and that comes from your book, which is titled 25 Ways to actually reach or promote your hidden talents. Please correct me in the title description. Go ahead.
All right. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, once again to Lou and our listening audience, 25 ways to release the greatness in you. And chapter 3 talks about discovering your unique purpose. And I just wanted to just encourage everybody today that in order to discover your unique purpose, is just to discover why you were born and why you're here. It's what separates you and gives you an awareness of a distinguishing talent, gift, ability, or skill that separates you from everyone else and going from being average or ordinary to become great. And Lou, you asked, well, what are some of the challenges or obstacles or difficulties that a person may encounter while discovering their unique purpose? I think one of the first things is just not feeling qualified. Some people feel stuck. They don't feel like they're worthy of obtaining or becoming who they are. I don't have a degree, or being stopped by the misfortunes of life. And just take our current pandemic. It has shattered and destroyed a lot of families, businesses, and unique purposes of millions of people all around the world. But you can't let that stop you, because when life hits you with unforeseen tragedies, loss, or setbacks, that may be the time when you discover your unique purpose and why you're still here. I'm reminded of a man who was 32 years old. He was standing on the shores of Lake Michigan. He was ready to jump in the freezing waters. He was 32 years old. He was bankrupt and jobless. And he had just lost his daughter to complications from polio and spinal meningitis. And he was there reflecting on the emptiness of his life. He was ready to commit suicide, and a thought flashed through his mind. Should he end his life? No, was the answer that came back to him. You don't have a right to end your life. You are responsible for grabbing hold of it and contributing to changing the world and benefiting all humanity. That man's name was Bucky Fuller. Bucky Fuller, he discovered his unique purpose, and he turned his back on the deadly waters of Lake Michigan, and he set out on a remarkable career. And his decision not to change or end his life has changed the lives of millions of people. Bucky went on to become a world-famous engineer, mathematician, architect, philosopher, and poet. And he held more than 170 patents before his death in 1983. Ladies and gentlemen, Bucky discovered his purpose by understanding that tragic moments should not cause one to give up on life. So don't give up on yours. Don't give up on your unique purpose, because life is a journey, and we have to just take it one day at a time. That's what it means to discover your unique purpose, not to quit, not to give up.
I hate to press you on this, but do you have any thoughts on the whole aspect of why it's important? What's the purpose of preparation for your particular talent?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's a good question. Well, without preparation, you limit or you minimize the full potential and effectiveness for what your unique purpose can do in the lives of others and make humanity better just because you developed it through preparation.
Mm-hmm. You know, one of the things that come to mind is that I mentioned the Optimist Club, and I can't encourage you strongly enough that join the Optimist Club or the Rotary Club in your area. Ours meets Tuesday mornings, Zoom meetings, 9 a.m. to 10, and the Rotary West Bloomfield meets 12 to 1 on Fridays. You could call in and you're going to meet people that are motivational and type of people that Randy and Lou are, and it suddenly broadens your world. And Lou, you certainly have seen so many different people in terms of helping them in business. Do you have any thoughts on Randy's remarks?
Well, I do, Ike, and you know, when you join a service club, as you mentioned, like the Rotary Club or the Optimist Club in your specific area, you know, you're not only networking and meeting other people and like-minded people, but you're also giving back to the community. And a lot of schools these days require community service of their students in middle school and in high school. And there are junior Rotary clubs and Optimist clubs in many of the schools throughout the country and throughout the world. So we absolutely, it's a great place to meet people, again, like-minded people, although you're never going to agree with everybody all the time, of course. But common goals and giving back to the community. And you know, if you look at the history, for example, of the Rotary International, how it was first founded over 100 years ago, it was just about a half a dozen businessmen in Chicago who got together for lunch once a week just to kind of get to know each other. There was an attorney, there were other business people, and that little networking luncheon of half a dozen businessmen in Chicago evolved into a worldwide organization of community service known as Rotary International.
Right. Well,
so, you know, it's just like an oak tree grows from a single acorn, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's interesting to take from each club is that first of all, the camaraderie and friendship, and the rule of 250, as you well know, since we talk about it many times at our Entrepreneur Network meetings, is that every human being that walks the face of the earth has at least 250 people that are going to come to your wedding and to your funeral. I don't look forward to my funeral, but the point is that whenever you get in a room with the Rotary Club and the Optimist Club, you are not exposed to just the people in the room. You multiply each individual by 250, and it can add up to thousands of people are in that room. And then you've got somebody like Randy Wright, who actually has spoken and has got his book to give you tips on how, once you decide what you want to do, on how you can really draw from your talents. And one of the lines that I have ingrained in my brain, how's that, ingrained in the brain, is the Optimist Club creed we read every week at the meetings, is that so you actually find your friends, and as you make the friends, identify something special in them. What's their purpose? And what a terrific way to continue your purpose by getting Randy Wright's book. And I assume your book is available on Amazon. Is that right, Randy?
Yes, that's correct. You can go to Amazon.com.
Mm-hmm.
Put in my name and 25 ways to release the greatness in you. It'll come right up.
Right, and you can always call our toll-free number, 888-489-8980, and the book is not expensive at all. How much is it?
$15.
15. For $15, you can create a real strong purpose and a successful purpose for your life. It's been a delight to have you both on. I think Randy has to run, but Lou, you said you might be able to stick around, or what's it's up to you?
I can stick around, sure.
Okay, all right. Well, very good. Randy, I bid you goodbye. We'll talk in a couple of weeks, because I enjoy your comments and also your thoughts on how to really reach the pinnacle of your own talents. Right now, We'll take a brief break.
Thanks so much. Take care.
Right, and we'll be right back. Do you like snacks? Well, why don't you try the Ike Bakery folks that have now created 3 new flavors of gluten-free granolas: maple vanilla, blueberry, and toffee chocolate. All sold in 16-ounce bags for just $4.99. All new is Ori's cinnamon pull-apart, made with Danish dough and rich cinnamon filling. It's great with coffee or milk and hard to stop eating. You will find all these items at the Ike Bakery Market on Farmington Road between I-96 and Plymouth Road in Livonia. Try it out. As Jackie Gleason used to say, how sweet it is. For over 30 years, Cruz Hearing and Service has helped thousands of people improve their hearing and enjoy the sounds of their life again. If you don't hear as well as you like, Cruz Hearing can help you. They have actually hearing aids that the batteries do not need to be recharged. And they also have a caption phone that you can view for free. And also the phone, if you are over 65, is available to you free. So any phone calls you get, you can see captioned if you don't hear that well. Hey, they've got other stuff. If you'd like the free cookbook, call 1-888-489-8980. That's available. You can call Cruz Hearing Direct at 877-456-2789. The number direct is 877-456-2789. And welcome back to the Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan. If you have some comments, ideas, or questions, or resources that you want, by all means, while we're on the air for the next 15 minutes, call 248-557-3300. When I'm off the air 24 hours a day, call our toll-free number 1-888-489-8980. That's 1-888-489-8980. And I'm so pleased that we have the CEO of our Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan, Lou Goutman from Advertising Alternatives, and he practices what we try to preach, and that is that if you want to be successful in business, don't do everything your competitors do. His company, in fact, cleverly enough, is called Advertising Alternatives. Why advertise in the same type fashion that your competitors are involved with? Be unique. And I am quoting from, or at least taking from a book titled Streetwise Business Tips, 200 Ways to Get Ahead in Business, most of which the author Bob Adams learned the hard way. It's a great little read, and if you'd like a book, give us a call at 888-489-8980. We're talking like a big deal, $9.95. You can't afford $10 on getting 200 tips. I think you should consider another career path. One of the tips is in regards to not copying your competitor's strategy. And Lou, I wondered if you have any thoughts in that area.
Well, I do, Ike, and you're absolutely right. Even though an old expression is imitation is the best form of flattery.
Right.
When you are in business, you do not want to be like your competitors. You want to brand yourself. You want to be unique, because that's what makes you different from your competitors. If all the companies were the same, if a Ford looked like a Chevy and a Chevy looked like a Ford, both inside and outside, there'd be no competition. Mm-hmm. And so you want to be not only different than your competition, but you want to be better, and that's how you become successful. Mm-hmm. And
right. I wanted to actually highlight the fact that the key is, if you want to be different, make darn sure that what different strategy you pick, that there is a market for it. Because a lot of people, figure they come up with their own idea, that they may have convinced their friends and family, hey, this is a great idea, but don't take the time to find out who's going to buy this. There's a little brief story that he brings out in the book, that this fellow wanted to open up a bike shop in Cape Cod, because this one guy was earning $150,000 a year. So he said, hey, if he can do it, I want to copy exactly what he's doing. Guess what? While he's waiting for his profits to roll in, no one was renting the bikes, because that was part of the big business. The other guy's strategy, the other guy that was making $150,000, was renting them. He tried to rent them, he couldn't. He had the new bikes, and he had the old ones, and he had a great location. In desperation, he put in one big advantage. Free use. He has a big advantage in that he had free rent, because his mother rented out her station wagon. And his business, what he did was he went out that he would get the bikes to the people, and they were used bikes, so as a result he could charge so much less. The other guys only had the new bikes, thinking that was the way to go. So something as simple as that, hey, he didn't do that. Likewise, one of the simplest ideas is, when you're in business, ask your customers that are coming in, say, I'm so glad you're my client, my customer. Is there something that you've come in here or called me about that I am not doing? And listen. And they'll tell you, hey, I'd like for you to do such and such. And then if potentially there's a market for it, that's what the key is about using strategies your competitors don't have. But in the interim, if you want to build your business, join us, or start your business, join us for our Zoom meetings. And once you're established, you call Lou Goutman from Advertising Alternatives, and both numbers, or at least you can get to both of us through our toll-free number, 1-888-489-8980. Lou, have a great day to you, Lou. How's that?
Thank
Thank you, Ike, and to you and to all of our listeners out there.
All right, and right now, unfortunately, we run out of time, and I don't want to leave without my favorite parting thought, is that if you really want to get anything done in life, you'll find a way. And if you don't, you'll find an excuse. And there is no excuse for not achieving your dreams and goals in America, because it is the greatest country in the whole world. Remember, a goal is just a dream with a deadline.
WNZK has available a few good hours of airtime for a few good programs to serve their communities. Radio is better than ever in targeting an audience